Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Monday, July 23rd, 2012, back in New Jersey. The big news today is coming from Beijing. The heaviest rain in over 60 years struck the Chinese capital over the weekend, dumping 16 inches of rain. It caused 37 deaths and about $1.6 billion in damage. About 50,000 people were forced to evacuate their homes, and about 100,000 people saw international and national flight delays at the Beijing airports. There were also a number of claims that local drainage systems that have recently been built were inadequate to cope with the deluge. A Hong Kong newspaper did note that an ancient circular city garden drainage system built in the 15th century, that would be the 1400 AD century, did not flood at all. Meanwhile, in Shanghai, the drainage system there was unable to cope with a storm of similar magnitude. An average of 7 inches of rain fell through the city, killing 25 people who drowned. Despite the chaos and damage, both Beijing and Shanghai were happy to see the rain because China has been suffering from a drought. In Turkey, a 5.0 earthquake struck the central part of the country in the province of Kahramanmaraş. And it caused no damage, although it once again served as a warning because Istanbul is preparing for a major earthquake, which they seismologically are long overdue for. Again, no reports of any damage or injuries. Meanwhile, a report from the Royal Gazette down in Hamilton, Bermuda, indicates that despite the scorching summer heat and the crop drought in the United States that's severely impacting the corn and soybean market, crop insurers are not expected to see much of a hit. This is because of the multi-layer of protection that the U.S. government offers through the United States Department of Agriculture Risk Program, as well as the Federal Crop Insurance Program. According to Fitch Ratings, private insurers' net losses after the federal and private reinsurance programs are expected to have more of an impact on earnings only rather than on capital. This is despite the fact that multi-billion-dollar losses are going to be occurring. The major companies that are involved in crop insurance seem to be ACE, QBE, Wells Fargo, Allianz, and Endurance. Endurance has the greatest amount of crop insurance as a percentage of its total book at about 25% of its net premium written. But again, Fitch says that if anything, it'll only have an impact on earnings. The Iranians have come up with a novel solution to the embargo, on the oil embargo, which of course also extends to include for the denial of any insurance on any of the tankers that are carrying the oil. According to a statement issued by the government today, the Iranian government itself is going to provide insurance for any foreign ships entering its territorial waters. They said that in an attempt to defuse the enemy trick, i.e. denying insurance, the Iranian insurance companies and the government are going to provide proper insurance cover for all ships. According to the government, Iranian ships themselves have sufficient insurance to cover an environmental accident. The move is being treated by caution by the market, trying to get that claim paid if you had a problem. Imagine dealing with the claims examiners in Tehran. According to Reuters, prosecutors in the United States and Europe are close to making arrests in conjunction with the investigation into the possible manipulation of LIBOR rates. The report says that people familiar with the investigation say that U.S. federal prosecutors have notified the attorneys of some individuals under suspicion that criminal charges and arrests could be coming soon. And in North America, a major Chinese oil producer has gained a big foothold in North America's energy market with a $15 billion acquisition of a Canadian energy company. Calgary-based Nexen said this morning that it has agreed to be acquired by China's CNOOC Limited in a cash transaction of $15.1 billion US. Nexen's North American assets include exploration and development in the Gulf of Mexico and shale oil development in British Columbia. The company also has operations in the North Sea as well as off the coast of Nigeria. And just having come back from a few days in London, I can report to you that Olympic frenzy is in full throttle mode over there. Millions of tourists are swarming the capital. This week, the vast majority of athletes are expected to arrive. The construction seems to be well on pace. There are just frenzied activity periods going on in Hyde Park and in other areas behind the Royal Horse Guards as they continue to try to finalize some Olympic athletic venues. The Olympic lanes, travel lanes throughout central London that you may have heard about, are well set up. They're very pristine, well marked out, and warning signs abound everywhere that effective on the date when the Olympics begin, those lanes are going to be off limits and patrolled by police to make sure that only athletic buses are in them. London seems to be very prepared for this, and there's a tremendous amount of pride. Hopefully everything will go well. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.